Hello everyone, this is Mike with the ShadowTrader Stock and Options Room. Here I am revisiting the oil chart again, and those of you that have been tracking with my shadow short videos over the last year, quite a few months at least, know that I have brought this chart to you probably 3 or 4 times now, tracking along with this narrative. And the reason I do is because it is one of the most dynamic charts of the year as far as I'm concerned. This chart has been screaming to me that the prices were going to be going lower, and sure enough we finally did break down out of this pattern. And so this is worth bringing up again, and if you have not seen the previous videos, you can go to shadowtrader.net, go to the YouTube link in there, and you can find all of the different shadow shorts that are on record there, and scroll down and find the different ones. I should have looked up the dates for you, but I neglected to do that before I started this video. So you can find them in there, just to get a history and the narrative that developed as we moved along here. What I'm seeing now, for those of you who do believe, like I do, that prices are going to remain weak for a while and could move down into the $50 area, what we're seeing now in this context, and again, keep this context in mind, and we zoom in here and start looking at what's happening. Here's the big move that we had on the tariff push down, and now we're having an interesting development here that seems at face value to be a little bit contrary to wanting to be short. The reason I say that is we have not a picture perfect, but we have a ascending triangle type pattern here. It's a series of higher lows, and we are seeing this price try to get up back into resistance here. If we look just slightly to the left, we can see that the final line in the sand would be up here at $65. Now whether it makes it there or not, I don't know. But just as I was saying last year, when I would said a couple times, it almost became comical, that I would be amazed if the price didn't fall out of that large triangle, descending triangle. I'm also going to say now that I will be amazed if price does turn around and just leave here again and head right back up through that major zone of support resistance there. It would be very unlikely, I should say. So the push-pull here is that we have an ascending triangle, which suggests that price is trying to go up into there again, which I view actually as quite a unique opportunity, because if this does push up through here, you can see that I have a couple of alerts to let me know to keep track of this. But if it does push into this major weekly zone, I want to know what it's going to do when it gets here. Will it do a large rejection candle? Will it push on through? I don't know. I think it'll be very interesting. But what I'm thinking here is that if this ascending triangle fails, that is even more bearish. So if you can think of how I'm thinking about this here. So what I would be looking to have happen here is some type of a final push where it has pushed here, it pushed here, it tried to get to here. It's struggling a little bit now to even get back over this pivot. Can you guys see that? It's struggling now even a little bit to get over this pivot. There's no guarantee that this is even going to succeed in pushing up into that resistance any further. But if it does, I'm going to be very curious to see what happens when it gets here. There could be a rejection signal here. This could be played a couple different ways. Even short a few shares here because we're up against the resistance, with the plan of adding. Go small and add to your position as it moves up into here, and then if it does fail and goes on through, get out, but just keep your position small so that you don't get hurt too bad. Or try here, stop out, try again, stop out. It depends on what your loss tolerance is and your risk parameters and all of that type of thing. And so I'm watching it here. A friend of mine is short already and adding to his position from way up at the $70 level, $72 level, because his basis will be in great shape even if he adds right here. That said, it does appear that it wants to push up through, And let's see what happens if it does. But again, I'm bearish, and I do believe that we will see prices stay below this resistance level and push back on down to the 55 and possibly lower. So it could be played several ways with several instruments, SCO, micro contracts, full contracts, whatever weapon you choose. This could be done very creatively to the downside without a whole lot of risk. So should be fun to watch and see. This whole chart pattern has been interesting for me this year, and like I said, it's been fun to follow the narrative, and I'm looking forward to watching to see just what happens right here.
Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm one of the moderators for the ShadowTrader Stock and Options Room. Thank you for joining me for this video today, and I'd like to invite you to join me in the ShadowTrader Stock and Options Room, where I teach my method of swing trading for stocks, options, and occasionally futures. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below, and hopefully I'll see you in the room. So until then, I wish you good trading.